Yo, Scoob, what's up? How are you liking the Shadow campaign? Just look at that robot in the back.
Why is the robot dancing to this?
I told you, this is how I'm feeling.
He's going through something. He really is. He and Shadow both.
I'm going through something, Zen! I'm watching one of my favorite characters get torn apart!
Thank you so much for the raid. Tio Scoob, Bennett, this robot and Shadow are all going through something right now.
You're not gonna like my answer to this, so I'm not gonna answer it.
Hold on, there's a twist. No, you didn't even change.
Did you just eat the baby?
Oh, baby eating today.
He's putting him on a diet.
Maria.
Shadow!
I hate you.
And ruined a beautiful moment.
Thank you, Shadow.
Where did you learn to fight like that?
Gerald Robotnik just says, I miss my wife.
Disaster. Perhaps I can change their fate.
Mr. Lot,
Shadow? You look grim. Are you alright?
I'll be back.
I'll be fine. We'll all be fine.
He almost said, I'll be back.
It's safe to hide. I'll take care of everything.
I've never played a Sonic game in my life. I didn't want to interrupt on I've never played a Sonic game in my life, so I have no basis to go on. Oh, I see, Ty Scoop. Well, Zebo hasn't really played one either. We saw Bandit. We played the SA2 with Bandit, though, before this game, in Sonic Generations 2. Like, the portion before you meet Shadow, and now we're playing Shadow Generations. So we have the lore about Shadow's origins. But it's very confusing, because this game is, like, honoring the Shadow game, but it doesn't have the actual levels from the Shadow game at all. So far, it skipped it because it was going in a linear order. Like first, it had SA2 with the Arc, then it had I guess 06 after that. No, Sonic Heroes after that, and then it went to Sonic 06 and Sonic Forces, which chronologically that's skipping the Shadow game. So I don't know why they did that because that's literally the Shadow game. It doesn't get more Shadow than that.
And of course, I stated earlier that the reason they're skipping it is because they're trying to rewrite what happens in that game.
Right, because Maria gets closure, as Bandit has stated, and in this game, they're sort of approaching the story as if he never went through that journey.
Even though he starts the story working for...
Hello. Your name's Shadow, isn't it?
Most powerful
Have
game in
you
all of
seen my
Sonic.
good buddy, Froggy?
Most powerful character.
You know, Big the Cat specifically wasn't in Shadow the Hedgehog. How does that make you feel?
So they're doing everything they can to make sure this isn't the Shadow game experience, because they're putting in characters that weren't in that game.
So we already had Cubot and Roundbot, or whatever his stupid name is, who I don't think Shadow has ever met. Then we have Big the Cat, who Shadow did, I guess, maybe interact with in Sonic Heroes, but he was never, like, on screen with him at the same time. And, he was not in Sonic or Shadow the Hedgehog when that game reuses every character from Sonic Heroes except for Big the Cat, and here he is.
That is absolutely hilarious. It's like I said before, they're literally having in Sonic Generations, Sonic has all these friends that he knows, he has history with them, so he talks to them. But in Shadow game, there's just these random characters showing up, and Shadow's like, I don't even know who you are. It's so weird.
Yeah, so in Shadow the Hedgehog, he puts his grief with Gun behind him, which is why in Sonic 06 he can work with Gun, which he's working with at the beginning of this game. But if you're going to retcon Shadow the Hedgehog or just not address it, then you're not addressing the growth he had.
They should, in fact, have given him gun power, give him back his guns.
Oh yeah, he had those in the Shadow game. So that's another way they're removing the history banner. He don't use the guns in this game.
Correct.
Wow. He looks so cool with the gun, you know, because you don't see any of the Sonic characters holding a gun. The only other character you saw holding a gun was Eggman in SA2. And man, he was like threatening Amy with that. That was crazy.
You know, the way that came about is some kid wrote into Sonic Team and was like, I want to see a game where Sonic uses a gun. And Sonic Team was like, well, we don't really think that would work for Sonic, but we'll make a game where Shadow uses a gun. And that's what they did.
Is that really what happened?
That's real. That's 100% real. Sega, for all its flaws, they listen to their fans to the best of their ability. Unfortunately, their ability is quite minimal.
So wait, if you want them to fix Shadow the Hedgehog and the whole Sonic franchise as a whole, you just have to send in a letter asking them to bring back the Chow Garden?
Oh, if only. They are fully aware that people want the Chow Garden back. They just don't want to do it.
So wait, they listened to add something that was never in the games, but now they don't want to listen to people asking to have something back from the games that was already in it?
You have to understand, that was 10 years ago.
I think they just consider Shadow the Hedgehog not canon at this point?
He's not canon. He doesn't exist.
The game, Zebo, and that's basically what I'm talking about. They're retconning that game.
Oh, I see, now I understand. I misunderstand. Okay, so just make Sonic Adventure 3 Sega, or remake Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 with modern graphics. Oh, and they don't add the Chow Garden because they're afraid of making money. Wait, that's like the one thing the company's supposed to do. Why would they be afraid of that?
I think they understand that they need to keep hinting at, like, maybe doing something related to Sonic Adventure because they know that was the best thing that they ever did. And they're afraid of living up to the hype and letting everybody down by failing to make a product that's anywhere near as good as the first two Sonic Adventure games.
Right, well, I would like to say that fear is unjustified, but they didn't even put a Shadow level in the Shadow Generations game. Well, there's no telling what they might leave out if they try to make another Chow Garden. To just make a Chow Garden mobile game? I made Sega a multi-million-dollar company. Like, Pokemon Go, Chow Go? Is that what they should do? I mean, that would be extremely profitable, I'd imagine.
Alright, now we gotta do 4 more challenges.
Because they made the requirement to get the keys in this game much more difficult than the original Sonic Generations because the levels are less and they tried to cut out the runtime of the game. Gotcha's the moneymaker? Oh no. Oh no.
They're gonna make Genshin Impact with Chow! Oh man! I'd buy that for $1!
This is a mistake. They would make a lot of money with that. Oh, you can't get the Chow you want? Just spend money. Get some loot boxes and get the right Chow you want. And the loot box is just visualized by a Chow egg, you know, shaking around and hatching.
Stop giving Sonic Team bad ideas.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was just interacting with chat. They brought it up. I didn't bring it. Oh.
Yeah, if they wanted to make money, that's what they would do. But they don't really care about money. They care about their reputation, which is ironic because it's the one thing they don't have.
Oh, that's tragic.
Say what you want about Sonic fans, but Sonic fans are extremely dedicated to the brand. Much more so, I would say, than Nintendo fans, and that's saying something.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, if you're a Nintendo fan, you're probably gonna get sued eventually.
Or shot.
And the chat wonders why we don't stream the Nintendo games. It's a scary thing to do. actually cool with fan games?
Yes, Sega, I explained this in the Sonic Adventure 2 video. Sega has some of the best policies when it comes to how they interact with fans. They are much better than Nintendo when it comes to all of that stuff. Unfortunately, they're really bad at everything else.
They have it all, huh? Have to pick and choose what a company's going to be good at.
Yeah, it's like they have Honor, which no other company has, but that's all that Sega has. You know, honestly, this whole game would be better if they just did all of the 4 levels, because there are 4 levels in this game. What if they just did the 4 levels from Sonic Adventure 2?
Well, yeah. Honestly, like, people would probably be upset they didn't have representation for the other video games, but SA2 just had the best levels. So would they really complain that much? Just had, like, the best music anyway, so you might as well do it.
What am I supposed to do there?
Oh, it's probably going to involve chaos control, maybe? Stop time to get through that part?
Yeah, so in SA2, Shadow had 4 levels, the least of anyone in the game. If this game could only afford 4 levels, then just remake all of those. Or better yet, have those 4 levels, and then the other 3 games. Because Shadow's portion in Sonic Frontiers was or Sonic Forces, I mean, was basically just the level we did. So that's all you can do with Sonic Forces. But then, with the other game, with Sonic 06, I mean, there's other things you can pull from, but Sonic Heroes is really the only, like, full game that Shadow has a lot of levels to pull from. So why not just make all 4 levels of SA2? That's White Jungle, that's not in this. You have the Space Rail, I forget what it's called, Final Rush or something. You have Sky Rail is not in this game, though referenced in the Sonic Heroes version. And then you have Radical Highway, which is not in this game.
Well, you mean, not Radical Highway, you're talking about the other city, right?
Well, yeah, I was saying if they're just refusing to put in Shadow the Hedgehog, they don't have Radical Highway in this game as a level that you can play. They have the Arc.
Right, because it like turns into Radical Highway. It's not a separate thing. Shadow's game had some interesting stages and ideas. If it had just been, you know, a better game.
So that game isn't good? Maybe that's why you don't want to use levels from it.
None of these games are good.
Oh.
Except for SA2.
Right.
But yeah, 06 and Forces were kind of infamous, weren't they? Like, why are they trying to actively use levels from those games if people didn't really like them?
It's just ironic, because of all the games to be embarrassed of, why Shadow the Hedgehog? You know, Forces had a creative character, which everybody at the time thought was going to be like the new standard thing that every Sonic game had, because it's just like such an easy idea. Of course, everybody would love to create their own Sonic OCs. They've been doing it since the dawn of the internet. And, yeah, no, they immediately abandoned that to copy Breath of the Wild, which also is a bad game. Zeba, what if it's just the Bio-Lizard again, but this time in space?
I mean, we'd like that from the original SA2. They won't ruin the song this time, because the only song that was playing was Live and Learn. They wouldn't replace that track.
Okay, we're doing Sonic Heroes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Metal Overlord. Wow.
That is the fully upgraded version of Metal Sonic.
That looks completely different. I certainly like this song though. Wow.
Do you know what the funniest part about this is, Sam?
What?
This isn't a remix, this is just the song.
Dude, it's not like they ruined it like with the Bio-Lizard track. Why did they just tape the original track for the Bio-Lizard fight then? If they use the original here, it hurts me. 'Cause this is a really nice song. I actually like it a lot. Yeah. Dead.
Yeah!